It's Jaden. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
All right. We'll get going here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, we just turned noon, so
Wait, how many people are joining? Do you
there
know?
should be seven, I think, which would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you're on board.
Had a class that got canceled today, like at this time. So it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's tough. I know you guys got a lot going on. That's for sure. We'll wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get going.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I know you've got busy lives and busy schedules, and I think hopefully this is going to be a great discussion for you all to be able to give some insight for our client, Go International. They are, as their name indicates, they are a mission-oriented organization, and they are very close to campus here. But one of the things they want to know is how they can do a better job of reaching people like you. And you guys have a lot of different things that are coming at you, emails and clubs and events and classes and homework and all of the above. And so, we just really want to understand a bit about the way that you see life from your perspective. And, these kinds of focus groups, what we're really doing is we're taking those providers of services and products, and then, you, the ultimate consumer, and we want to bridge that gap. And in the hope is that we get some wisdom. That's really what we hope for. Um, I'll have everybody unmute here in a few moments, but I just want to sort of lay out a couple of ground rules. Um, the goal is we'll be on probably 75 to 90 minutes. We'll see kind of where this takes us. But what we really want to do is just to see the world from your unique vantage point. And the great thing about a focus group like this is there are no wrong answers, and everything that you all say is valid and it's unchallengeable, which is far better treatment than I get at home. I've been married 37 years, and everything that I say gets challenged. But you're free to speak your mind, and we just want your opinions. And if we don't hear from you, then I'll just call on you, right? Um, it's okay if you talk over one another. This is being recorded. And so that's mainly for research purposes, so I don't have to take notes. It just allows me to make sure that I'm present and in the moment with all of you. So, um, first of all, again, just want to thank you. Um, we're going to be talking about mission trips and going to be talking about what seems to be working, what seems to be maybe not working, and what are some of the challenges and maybe some opportunities as well. So, if you would, I'm just looking at the list of folks here. We do have representatives from Go International. They're sort of going to be, behind the scenes. They're observing, but don't let that intimidate you. It's they're very interested in your opinion. So, Anna, if you would, tell everybody a little bit about you. Obviously, these are your classmates, but things that maybe people don't know about you that are cool.
Yeah, so I'm a freshman. I play basketball. Um, I have some close family friends who have worked in the mission field. My dad's a pastor. My mom's also a pastor, like for a church. Not full time, but like they do quite a bit. Um,
Yeah,
and I want to go in the medical field. So,
yeah, yeah. What about, and I'm going to ask everybody this, what do you have like a favorite movie or, a favorite place that you've gone on vacation that,
mm,
you just thought was sort of a highlight for you, either a movie or vacation?
I love Top Gun. Like, I think it's one of the best sequels. Like, a lot of times sequels don't like live up to the first movie, but the second one's really good as well. So I really
Yeah,
like that.
Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, good call. Oh, that's awesome. I love that movie
Like,
too. I love that movie too. That's great. Well, thanks, Anna.
yeah.
Brandon, tell us a little bit about you. Maybe something that we don't know about you.
Um, I'm a freshman. I play baseball. I'm from California, and one thing that I'm doing this summer is I'm taking a trip to go see some relatives that I've never met before down in Malta because my family is from Malta, so I'm technically Maltese. So I'm excited to go see family that I've never heard or met before in a whole new country.
That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. Do you have like a favorite movie or a place that you vacation that you thought was awesome?
One of my favorite trips was probably last winter. Me, my dad, and my sister, we went up to Canada to go on a heli skiing trip.
Oh, wow.
Where we like went up in a helicopter to the top of the mountain and basically just skied fresh powder all the way down. It was the best skiing experience of my life.
Wow. Was that up around like Vancouver or was it
Um,
what is that,
a little
Whistler up
bit,
there?
yeah. It was more like northern Canada. Um, I'm not exactly sure where, but somewhere more up.
Well, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Brandon. Jaden, what about you? Tell us a little bit about you and maybe something we don't know.
So I'm a freshman. I was born and raised in Lexington. Never moved until I came here. Um, what else? I played soccer for 10 years. Did
Yeah.
cross country for two. Um, I love roller coasters.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's your favorite roller coaster?
I don't even know. I've got like season passes to Kings Island, like the past probably 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
But I don't even know. Can't say that I have a favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard
Anything
people
to get the
say,
adrenaline pumping.
yeah. Yeah. Are you sort of an adrenaline junkie?
Yeah, you could say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I've heard people they love to go to Cedar Point in
Oh yeah,
Sandusky. Um, I think they've got some sort of world's fastest kind of roller coaster kind of stuff. What about you? A favorite vacation or a favorite movie?
um, my favorite movie is the animated Spider-Man, like Into the Spider-Verse. I love
Okay.
those movies. Like the artwork and everything is really well done. The
Well,
storyline is good. Like every time I watch it, I find like another detail that I've not seen. Um,
yeah. Well,
and
clearly
favorite
you like it.
vacation.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, favorite vacation probably was to New York City. Like
Yeah.
I'm a city person, so I really enjoyed like seeing all the like giant buildings and all the
Yeah.
like all the attractions that you see like in movies and like that are
Yeah.
just popular.
Yeah, you were probably in Times Square and you see all of the video stuff going on.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Jaden. Kevin, what about you? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I'm Kevin. I'm a sophomore here on the tennis team, have been for both years. A finance major. And for favorite movie, I'd say Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
So
yeah. I think
love
we
the
talked
acting
about
and
that. Yeah, that's my
we might
favorite
have,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. It's a great one. What about like a vacation? Kevin, do you have like a favorite place you've gone before?
Yeah, 2 summers ago, went to Hawaii with like a lot of my extended family. It was just so beautiful.
There are worse places to go.
Yeah.
Do you remember which were you on one island or did you go to several?
We were on Maui for most of it, then spent like 1 day on the Big Island.
Yeah, Maui is
Hmm.
great. I've never been to the Big Island and I've never been to Molokai or Lanai, but I've been to the other major ones. But
Yeah.
I'd love to. I think Kilauea on the Big Island's been erupting recently,
Hmm.
and that's sort of on my bucket list to, be not not get swallowed up by the volcano, but at least be sort of in the area. I think that'd be really cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, but awesome. All right, thanks, Kevin. Marley, what about you? Tell us something really cool about you.
Yeah, so I'm a senior and I'm studying sport management. Um, I'm on our student activities cabinet here and help out with the volleyball team.
Yeah.
My favorite movie would probably be Forrest Gump.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
And then vacation. Um, we haven't been in a while, but me and a couple of our other like family friends, like four other families or three, we would go to Seaside once a year. So those are like always good memories.
Yeah. Oh, you mean somewhere on the beach, or is that
Yeah.
a?
Well, sorry, Seaside, Florida, like Destin.
Oh, Destin. Oh, yeah. Destin's my absolute favorite beach. Yeah. That's a special place. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Marley. And then last but certainly not least, Rachel, um, tell us something cool about you that maybe we don't know.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore here, and then I'm on the swim team, and I'm also an RA here at Asbury. Um, my favorite vacation, well, um, me and my family just love Disney World, so like we just go all the time and just do all the parks and all the things. So,
Yeah, well, that's what's supposed to be the happiest place in the world, right? So, and what about movie? Do you have any favorite movie or movies that you like?
I'm really not a huge movie person, so
Okay.
more of like a show person, but
Okay. You mean like musicals, like
or just TV shows.
okay, TV shows. Yeah. Wow. Well, do you have a favorite TV show that you
I really love Friday Night Lights.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that, but is that on Netflix or
I
uh,
think it's on Hulu is where I
it's
watched it.
on Hulu? Okay. Well, I clearly I'm out of the loop there, so I need to get in the loop. So no, that's great. Thank you, Rachel. That's awesome. All right. Well, let's. I appreciate that input. If you would, let's switch gears a bit and just by hitting the little thumbs up on your control panel, how many of you have been on a mission trip before? Have any of you all been? Okay, so Jaden, all right. Marley, okay. All right. Anybody else? So it looks like Jaden and Marley. Okay. All right. So if you would, Jaden, tell us a little bit about what was your mission trip? You know, where did you go? What did you do?
Okay, so I don't know. I think I was like in middle school. It was a family camp mission trip
Okay.
to Mexico. It was like near Tijuana. We went, it was like a bunch of different churches like met and then like set up camp. And then we all like split off and would like build these like small houses for like people who are in need. Like they weren't anything like fancy, but like we like made the concrete, made foundation, like built the frame and like
Yeah.
covered it. But it was a shelter better than what they had. Um, but it was for a week. I did it 3 times.
Okay. You went three separate times.
Yeah, 3 different years.
Okay. Okay. And your family was there and
Yeah, my sister and 2 parents went.
okay. Wow. That sounds great. What about you, Marley? Where have you gone mission
Yeah.
trip wise?
It was actually recently. I went this summer to Puerto Rico with the volleyball and softball team, and we went for a week. And we basically went to this local school and painted the entire week. Like we painted inside rooms and like the outside of the buildings. And I think one of the coolest moments was where one of this like players, her name's Jamie Lee, and I think she's an art education major or something like that, but she was asked to draw like a mural of their school logo, and it turned out like amazing. And that was like something that they had been wanting to do for a long time. And
Yeah.
it was really cool that we got to like be able to do that for them. So
Wow.
yeah.
Very cool. That was in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, we went with Coach Mays and his organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm assuming painting, it was like, it wasn't like, although you had a mural, but it was like
Yeah.
rollers
Oh
and
yeah. It wasn't like,
yeah, it wasn't like,
pictures or anything
any,
like that. No,
okay.
it
Yeah.
was scraping and a bunch of sanding and
Yeah.
uh like using a bunch of rollers and stuff. So
Yeah. Very cool. I know, I would do that kind of stuff. It wasn't a mission trip, but to make money in high school and, I don't know. There's some kind of therapeutic about, taking an ugly wall and you put fresh, clean coat of paint, and it's like, wow, this is nice. So, but all right, great. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? So we've got Jaden and Marley. Yeah. So, uh, if you would, either Jaden or Marley, if you were to share with the rest of the group, maybe something that was, the top two or three sort of walkaways or things that you would want to recommend to the rest of the group, if they're considering going on a mission trip, what would be some of the things that you might say?
Um, I would say like the first thing was when I got to Mexico, like it instantly went downhill because we crossed the border from like California, and it was like all these rich, like fancy, like hotels and like nice, like even cars. And then you cross the border, and then everything's just like was not like in ruin, but just like there were just like wires that were not covered, and like so if you touched it, you get electrocuted. Like there was nothing concealed. It was like um there were not really any like good roads, at least where we were at. Like it was all just dirt, and like um people just use scraps for everything. Um Another thing was like for the showers, like we had a bucket of like water. So you just like suds up with yourself and then you just dump it on yourself.
Hmm.
Like there were no showers. So that was very different. And we're blessed that like for the little things like that we have here. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah. So maybe
third
it gave
thing,
you a bit of an appreciation of like, wow,
yeah, for
we got some
sure.
pretty nice stuff here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about, I mean, obviously, in your case, it's a very different environment, in a lot of ways, but it sounds like maybe there were some positive aspects too for you. Did you feel like there were some, things that you were like, man, I can't wait to get back home and tell everybody about this was really cool or that was really cool?
Yeah. Like it was cool. To like see also like how the people like that we were helping, they weren't upset with like their living like style and everything, and they were like great, they were very grateful for like the help that we did, even though it was like barely anything, like um at least compared to people here in America, they'd be like, you gave us this little shed, like they, but like these people were very appreciative, and like they weren't upset with their living conditions.
Yeah, so they were, I mean, there was some gratitude. They were like, wow, this is nice, they would have shelter. They're not in the elements kind of stuff. So,
Yeah. And like it almost made me like it kind of showed me like how like selfish and just like spoiled like people here are too. Like
yeah,
that they'll complain about little things like in the calf we'll complain about the food. But like these people are happy for like whatever they get.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, yeah, I mean, would that be something you would want to tell somebody, you know, um, that, hey, you might get a different appreciation for our living setup here, and that might be something really good for someone to experience. So,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah. What about you, Marley? I mean, were there some big takeaways that you had from your experience in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to keep this short, but I
No, it's fine. Take your time. It's okay.
I basically worked a summer long camp. I've been doing this for the past 3 years, and the mission trip interfered with the last week of camp. And so I was just kind of upset that I had to miss the last week because it's always super fun and like you get to spend it with all your friends. And so I was upset that I had to leave early. And the whole way like to Puerto Rico and kind of like maybe the first day, I was just like kind of mad at God and like, why am I here? And like, I'm just here to fulfill my CCE credit kind of attitude.
Right.
Um, but as the week went through, like throughout the week, I kind of just God like revealed like this is where I need to be and this is where I'm supposed to be. And it was really fun, like being able to serve on a different level or a different way in a different way than I had been this past summer. And so I think like all that being said, like if you are debating on going on a mission trip with Asbury in particular, like or any mission trip, like just be open to any way that God's going to use you for that period of time, and like um just be willing to serve in any way that you can.
Yeah. It's interesting. You were talking about serving in a different way. What do you mean by that? I mean, what is the serve?
Oh yeah. Well, like with camp, like you're with student, like I was with middle school and high school students, and like basically leading them every day and like games and stuff like that. But where we were in Puerto Rico, like there was no like kids around. Like it was all really just kind of some of the like faculty there. Um and
Yeah.
like a few people doing landscaping work. And so we were just there doing our thing, like just painting and a lot of like mundane tasks, but like we were still serving them in some way.
Yeah. Was that, I mean, painting, it's not necessarily the most exciting kind of stuff. But was there anything that you felt like, man, I wasn't expecting whatever, but actually this was great. And I wouldn't have believed, you know, such and such experience unless I went. Was there anything that was sort of a aha moment for you?
Yeah, I every night or every morning, sorry, we would do a devotional from James, and then we would kind of like discuss it at night after dinner. And that was actually super like like a growing moment for me because I mean I grew up in a Christian household and like was baptized at a young age, but I don't think I truly had a relationship with the Lord until I came to college. And so that just even those devotionals were able to like help me grow in my faith um and just be able to discuss with like people my age was like something I don't really get back at home, so that was nice.
Yeah, well, that's great. And then, if I may, so you had said there was like the last week, and then there was some kind of event, and then you weren't able to do that. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was about?
Yeah, like so the last week of camp, like every single week of camp, it's the same, but we go to a different location. Like we travel all over. Like I was in Colorado and Georgia, Tennessee this summer. And so basically just the last week of camp is just one more week of it. And then we all get to go back home to Birmingham where the home office is of the organization. And so it's just a bittersweet time and you like get to say goodbye to everybody and um I basically was just feeling like missing out on that last week with my friends.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe it was, I mean, obviously the connection, but maybe sort of a celebration kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it kind of is, yeah,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
way.
I mean, it's a shared experience that was, something you'll remember the rest of your life kind of stuff. And yeah, well, that no, that's great. That's great. Thanks you all. So, you know, Rachel, I'm curious. So, you did not, sort of raise your hand saying that you've been on a mission trip before. Was there anything that Jaden or Marley said that, kind of surprised you or what, maybe challenged some perceptions that you might have about mission trips?
I didn't raise my hand because I haven't gone on an international mission trip, but I have done like some like within the state of Kentucky, so I didn't really know if that counted.
I think that counts. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, was there anything that, they said that sort of resonated with you, even though they went, maybe further away,
Yeah.
but, you know,
I think I just like agree with them because I think it's truly just like about your heart posture, just like going into it um, because like it's like a week of serving and just kind of doing things like for other people. Um, so I just think it's just really important to like keep that into consideration, like when you're going to like help other people and just like what like your purpose of like why you're doing this and like why you're wanting to serve.
yeah, well, that's interesting, right? This isn't intended to be negative at all, but this idea of heart posture to me, that's like sort of Christian legalese kind of stuff. I wonder if you can kind of unpack that a little bit. So when you say having a certain heart posture, what does that mean for you?
I think it just had like having a heart of like serving joyfully. I think we're easy to just want to do things just for us and just like what we want and like what we want to do or what like meeting our needs, but it's also important to make sure we're meeting other people's needs, especially those who are in need.
Did you kind of go, do you think, at least, for you, did you sort of go into the experience with your quote unquote heart posture in that way, or was there maybe something throughout the experience that maybe it switched for you?
No, but I was just saying like I think it's just important to like remember like our purpose behind what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's great. Brandon, what about you? Was there anything that that either Rachel or Marley or Jaden shared that sort of challenged some of your thoughts about mission trips?
So I can kind of relate to what Jaden was saying because he was talking about going to like the Mexico border and kind of like California Mexico border. Since I live in California, I'm like Southern California, and my grandparents are from San Diego, which is way down near the border. They're
Yeah,
not all the way, but they're pretty close. So um, I've kind of sorry,
no,
I've
that's
kind
fine.
of been down in the area quite a bit. Um, I haven't done too many like mission stuff down there, but I've kind of like experienced like seeing and visualizing like the poverty down there compared to like in California and like the difference between all that.
Yeah. So when when Jaden was talking about, yeah, you drive, Newport Beach, and then you go down and you cross the border. I mean,
Hmm.
it's different, right? Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, what was there for you, Brandon? Is there something that maybe sort of has held you back so far on doing a mission trip? Or yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts right now?
Honestly, I've never like had the opportunity or really like thought about it,
Yeah,
like doing anything like that. Or like I've thought about going and like helping others and kind of like maybe like joining something to like kind of like help the community down there. But I've never like really had the opportunity to kind of do any of that. And since I've come here, there's been a couple like trips and like mission stuff from the school aspect. So I've thought of like in the future, like joining one of those and participating in something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, right? I mean, you do have to sort of have, um, I don't know, the opportunity,
Hmm.
and yeah, I mean, if you for whatever reason, the time wasn't right or whatever, that makes a lot of sense. What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, I really like what Jay was saying about like just how grateful like the people in Mexico were, like how little they had, like and were still like love like the little houses they got and like just the little things they had, like they respected and like that's all they needed. Like in the States and like especially here, like it's easy like to not see and like look around to all we have.
Yeah, so would that be something that would be appealing to you? I mean, would that motivate you if you said, "Man, I mean, it'd be wonderful helping, but then maybe I would learn some stuff too." So,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
yeah, yeah. What about you, Anna? Where are you in all of this?
I just found it really interesting how, like, even something that we see as really small or insignificant, that it means a lot to those people that we are serving.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that puts everything in perspective, like how privileged we truly are, even when we feel like we're not and we get used to it. Like what we said about like complaining about the calf food, and then people are just grateful to have food. Like that really resonated with me because we are really fortunate to live in America and be able to have a higher education.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, there's probably many ways that we could sort of think about this, right? And maybe one way that if we haven't gone on a mission trip, or like you were saying, Anna, it could be that we might, we might say, well, I feel bad because I haven't done it, or, is there any kind of negativity there that you feel like, would maybe hold someone back? Like maybe, maybe I am spoiled, or, I don't know. I mean, is there any kind of negativity that would, maybe be there for you if, let's say, you haven't gone on a, let's say, a international mission trip, or even in, I mean, there's lots of places, obviously, in the US that, there's real physical need. But how do you guys sort of square that? Is there a, sort of a negativity there that you feel like it would be sort of a shame downer thing, or is it a sort of a net positive? Like I I could really see this could be a life-changing event for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's negative for me personally. Like when people tell me about their stories of mission trips, it just makes me want to go on one. And like right now, like I wouldn't be able to, but in the future, like it's something that I'm really wanting to do. And hearing about other people's experiences and what they've been able to do and like serve people has been like inspiring for me and want to go out and do that even more.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay. So for you, maybe it's very motivating. I mean, if you were to try to put some words around, what that is, it like a feeling? Is it an accomplishment? Is it, how would you say that, Anna? What would that
Um,
be?
I would say maybe all of the above. And I really like, I don't know, I like being around people a lot and meeting new people and being able to serve them is like a really cool thing. And being able to have that experience of being in a different culture, I feel like would be really good. So it's honestly a multifaceted thing. Like it's not just those people gaining from it, like you're gaining from it too with like the cultural experience, the education, like the spiritual and like time with God and like serving his people. It's like a multi like faceted thing. It's not just
Multifaceted. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Wow, that was fantastic. Well, let me switch gears for a bit. Obviously, several of you have been on a mission trip. Depending on how you define it, but others are thinking about it. So, for those of you that have been on a mission trip, how did you find out about going on a mission trip? Do you remember sort of what was that event that sort of triggered you to get more information about it?
I just found out through Asbury and like because we are required to go on one for RCC credit. I just found out through the volleyball coach. They were it was like all the sports teams kind of rotate, if you will, when they go to Puerto Rico, and so it was volleyball's turn to go this year. And because I am involved with the team that Coach Horton just asked if I wanted to go with them, and it worked out for me because I still needed to fulfill my credits. So that's how I found out.
Yeah, yeah. So it was maybe through the athletic, experience kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about you, Rachel? You had talked about, doing some mission work here in locally. I mean, how do you remember how you found out about that, and what sort of triggered that for you?
Yeah, mine was with my church. So just like advertisement through there. And then my dad's on staff at the church again that I'm
Okay.
involved with. So
Yeah. So that it probably would have been hard to not hear about it, right? Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Jaden? Do you remember sort of what you said you went when you were younger? Do you remember what was sort of the event or how you found out?
So it was a the organization we went with was one that our pastor like had been going to like previous years. And so he invited, like my family was close to him. So he invited us. So it was like sort of through the church, but not officially. It was just somebody in the church.
Okay.
And then it was a family trip. So my parents just decided they
Yeah.
brought me along.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just looking at, for Marley, it sounds like for you, maybe it was more Asbury centric, where, it was something that teammates, were interested in, and the coaching staff. But then for others, it was like, well, my dad's a pastor, or, I heard about it at church. Is for you, Marley, I mean, was there did you feel like, you know, I heard about it at Asbury, but I would really, prefer to hear about it from church, or how did that was that ever a thing for you?
Not really. I mean, I always hear about different mission trip opportunities through Asbury and the church I go to, both here at school and at home. Um, so I don't really have a preference, I guess. I think in my situation, it was just I had to make sure the mission trip would fulfill my CCE credit because like some aren't always a week long or whatever other requirement that there is, but I don't think I really have a preference.
Okay. So, I mean, it's not like if I heard from it at Asbury through Asbury, it would carry more weight than from church or my family, or maybe the flip side. It didn't, that wasn't really a thing for you, I guess.
Well, I mean, kind of now that if you word it that way, maybe just because usually most Asbury mission trips are already CCE approved. So like then you know that like you don't have to worry about going through the steps of seeing if it will meet the requirements. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So that, I mean, obviously, if it's CCE approved, that takes away a hurdle, kind of stuff. And you're like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, I don't have to have any uncertainty around, is this going to count or not?
right.
Yeah. What if I'm just curious for you, Marley, if let's say Asbury, like next year today, said CCE is not required, would you still have gone to Puerto Rico?
Oh gosh.
And it's okay. This is a safe environment. I just, really want to know, right?
I mean, yes and no, only because I I've always wanted to go on a like international mission trip and going with the volleyball team sounded fun because I have a lot of friends on the team.
Yeah,
Um, and but only I always say no because of the timing of it that it was,
yeah,
but that's really the only reason I would say no.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
And I
yeah. Go
sorry.
ahead. No, no, please. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, the only thing I mean, I thankfully was able to fundraise for my whole trip. Um, but I will say, like, personally, I don't think that we should be required to go on a mission trip, at least one that's not like a whole week. I don't know. It's just I've heard from a lot of like fellow students that are like, a lot of mission trips are expensive and like we aren't as fortunate to be able to fundraise like and to fully fund our trip and like uh and they sometimes feel like this is the only thing holding them back from graduation in a way.
Yeah,
But I mean, but for experience, like I mean, I feel like everybody should go on one just to just again get the experience and like not to say, oh yes, I went on a mission trip, but just I don't know, you have to go on a one and like no, I guess.
yeah. So this is a great question. So just with your little thumbs up emoji, how many of you would, for you, go on a mission trip, even if it wasn't required from Asbury? All right. So Kevin, sounds like you would still do it. Same for Anna. Same for Jaden. Yeah. Yeah. What about um, because it's a requirement, and
Mhm.
it was just interesting, right? Is there, I don't really know what the right word is, but is there a maybe some level of I don't know, frustration or cynicism, or maybe, I don't, not anger, but just irritation. Like, why do I have to do this? How do students generally feel about that?
I mean, again, like I have heard frustrations just because like it shouldn't be a requirement to graduate. I think it should be optional, in my opinion, just from a financial standpoint. Because like, I mean, we're coming here and paying a lot of money in tuition, and like
Yeah,
mission trips aren't free a lot of the time. And
right.
so, or really all the time. And so, yes, I understand the reason why they require it, but I don't think just again from a financial standpoint, it should be holding one back from graduating from Asbury.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's right. I mean, most of the time mission trips, they can be, expensive. You've got, a flight, and you've got food and whatever kind of, um, resources you might need there at the location. Um, how many of you, just with a thumbs up, would say that money is an issue for students to participate? Okay. All right. Yeah. So it looks like most of you. Does anybody feel like the money's not a thing? How do students, how do they navigate that if they know that they have to get CCE credit, but they're like, holy cow, I mean, I've got student loans, and, I'm working in the summers, and, like, how do most students deal with that? Having to satisfy the requirement, but then recognizing that the financial aspect is it can be a hindrance. So
I know one thing like a lot of people do is sending out like letters to their friends or family, just like explaining like where they're going and like what they'll be doing while they're there that way, and just kind of asking for donations, and that way they know like what exactly their money's going towards.
okay, yeah. So some sort of letter of like endorsement, and respectful request, that people, friends, family, that you would say, hey, it's going to cost, I don't know, I'm just making this up, like it's going to cost $1,000. So, you know, check the box, 500, 200, 100. I mean, there's lots of ways that it could be presented, but, um, sort of like a GoFundMe kind of thing. Is that how some students try to deal with that? Yeah.
That's what I did. I sent out letters.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious, do you remember in general what was the receptivity like? So if you, let's say, if you sent out 100, how many people roughly responded, and then how many actually gave you money? Do you remember what that was like?
I think I sent out maybe 20 letters,
Okay,
oh, give or take, and about I would say over half gave, maybe
okay.
half.
Was it enough to cover everything, or was it like half, or do you remember?
Uh, I think I actually had a little bit extra.
All
Um,
right.
and It was just able to go to other people's funds for the trip.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So if let's say you're trying to raise $1,000 and you actually, there was 1,500, then, you could take the extra 1,500 and help support someone else that, maybe is going, but they're just not having the same response that you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me switch gears. I want to be respectful of your all's time. Um, when if let's say you were in charge of marketing international, sorry about that. If you were in charge of developing a sort of a marketing strategy for, um, you know, organizations that coordinate and fund and shepherd those kinds of mission trips, what would be sort of the key elements that you think they should do to try to reach someone like you?
I think providing scholarship opportunities for the mission trips would be really beneficial because I think a lot of college students would actually enjoy going on mission trips and getting away and like different change of scenery and being able to serve people, especially at Asbury. Just the money thing is a really big part and being able to find a time to do that. So being able to having to juggle both the time aspect of it and the money aspect. If you could take like one or help with one of the problems, then it would make it a lot easier for students to come and serve.
Yeah, so maybe as part of, a marketing program, it would, there would be a really, upfront component that would talk about, funding available or, the ways to be able to defer the cost, that would be something you'd really want to highlight.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? What would be core elements for an organization to talk about? Things that you would they should, what are the right words or what would be things that you would find compelling to go, man, yeah, I really want to check that out.
I think it'd be cool if like there was like somewhere where you could like hear about people's past stories going, like kind of just like hearing testimonies of people going on mission trips because you can just kind of hear how like the Lord worked in their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. So would they have to be like students or they could be non-students? How would that work for you?
I think it could honestly be anything, but it could just, or anybody, but it could on just be like a video. And then like if they're promoting the mission trip through social media, like they could just be posted on social media.
Okay. Yeah. Would it be pictures and words? Would it be video or what would be most compelling for you?
I think a little bit of both, like especially pictures from the trip, so they can just kind of like really see like what you're like doing while you're on the trip.
Okay. So you could see, here we're working with these people and we're doing this thing and uh
Yeah.
okay, yeah. And then maybe some words around.
Hmm.
I, we talked about heart posture. Like, I went into this and I knew it was a requirement. And so I was sort of halfway interested. And then, Jesus just revealed himself and his work in this in a mighty way. And I was like, I'll never forget that because it was, life changing, you know. Maybe that would be that might be compelling, that kind of story, you know. What about how would this sort of marketing campaign or marketing program, how would what would be the best way for them to reach you because, we said it a little bit earlier. You guys get emails, you get texts, you get phone calls, you get all of this stuff that's hitting you, on campus and even when you're at home. What would be the best two or three ways that, a marketing program for a mission trip would try to reach you to break through sort of the, all of the noise, if you will?
I personally like emails, but I know not everybody checks their email a
Yeah.
lot. But I mean, social media would be good, or like chapel announcements, or even maybe a text. I don't know. I mean, those are just ways that I have like heard about either mission trips or other things. So,
Okay. Is there a way that you think, man, that I would not recommend this way because, nobody would even take it into account?
um, I mean, I know people don't really check their mailboxes. I mean, I don't personally a lot, but I know that's a way a lot of times people try to get news out to campus, but I don't think that would be the best way unless I'm just weird and
Yeah.
don't check my mailbox. So,
Yeah. So you mean like your inbox,
our
your
CPO,
email?
no, like our
Oh,
CPO box.
SIPO. Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, would that be a waste if let's say an organization said, "Hey, we've got a little brochure, we want to put it in everybody's SIPO mailbox." Would that be a complete waste, or would that be a good idea? I don't know.
Um, I personally think it would be a complete waste because I know like at the beginning of the year, there's always like the chapel schedule that they put in everybody's mailbox, and like even at like the end of semesters, it's still sitting in some people's boxes. But like
Okay.
personal, so yeah, personally, I think it would be a waste, but maybe not for some other people. I don't know.
What if like it had like it was stapled to a Snickers bar or something? I don't know.
And I think maybe people would be more enticed to take it. Or
Okay. It's like, hey, there's something to eat here. Maybe, it would be unusual, and it
yeah,
would maybe people would go, "Oh yeah, I got to go buy my SIPO mailbox because they've got a thing and it's got a Snickers bar or whatever." Yeah. What about you, Jaden? Are there, what would be the best way for this kind of marketing program to reach someone like you?
Um, so personally, like if if someone's like talking to me in person, like if there's like a stand or a booth where they're giving you information, or like if like in chapel they're guests from the like organization, I'm more like have to listen to them and
Yeah.
like be more intrigued in whatever they're telling me. Like if I get an email, I'm just gonna delete it, or I might not even read it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
So
like
email may not be the best way. Yeah.
yeah, but like the face-to-face contact with like someone who's telling you about it gets my attention a lot more.
Like, would that be speaking in chapel or, hey,
Yeah,
they're in the Stews and, they're by the Hiccup and, they buy everybody coffee and they, spend, 15 minutes talking about it. I mean, would that be,
yeah, like either of those. Or like I know there's like stands like in front of the calf sometimes. And like while you're walking in to go to lunch, then you see them and
yeah,
then are more like willing to like if you have the time with them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe the calf. Yeah. What about like if we were to just say social media? Is there a better platform? What would you all say?
Mm, I mean like Instagram's probably like the main one that I would pay attention to.
That, yeah, yeah. How many of you, if you give me a thumbs up, if Instagram would be sort of the preferred um, approach? Yeah. What about Facebook? How do people feel about Facebook?
I doubt half of campus even has an account, but
Okay, yeah,
um I
Yeah.
don't think that would be the best way to reach people. Instagram would probably be the best.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What about like on the fundraising side? I mean, would there be a way like, hey, we want to try to reach people like you, but then there's sort of a mirrored messaging to Facebook, so like your grandparents can go, "Hey, I wanted to give Marley. Marley wants to go, blah blah blah, and I'll Venmo her $1,000 or whatever." I mean, would there be any benefit to sort of linking Instagram with Facebook or?
I think that would, because honestly, like that's like the sole reason why I even have Facebook is like for all my like parents' friends because they always
Yeah.
like stay in the loop, and so that's how I've like gotten information out to like that sort of group. So I think that would be good, but I don't think reaching us would be the best way.
Yeah, so maybe it would have to be like maybe a two-pronged kind of approach where, you got the message and it's sent. It's this similar message, but it's sent through Instagram and then also to
Yeah.
Facebook and use that with like geo fencing or whatever that you could help, maybe on some of the fundraising stuff and then trying to break through, like because you guys will go home for Christmas and it might be like you're sitting around the fire and your grandparents are there like, "Hey, I saw that there was this thing and I don't know, have you considered that kind of stuff?" So maybe that would be something. Um, well, the last thing I want to say, or the next to last thing is if you were to um, you know, be at, let's say, a convention and you had all the top leaders of all the different, major mission oriented organizations in the world. And what would be the top two or three things that you would want to tell them about mission trips and, specifically for college students? What would you say, Anna? I mean, if you were, they handed you the microphone and there's, the top 100 leaders of different mission organizations around the world, and they said, "Hey, Anna, we want to know, what is one or two things you would want to share with them about engaging with college students?"
I think being really transparent with what comes with it. So, like, the idea of a mission trip sounds great, but then there's a whole bunch of nuances and stuff that you have to go through to get there. Like, if you're going to a different country, you need passport funding. You need to know what you're doing, itinerary plan. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it. That can make it really complicated. So maybe making things more accessible and being able to understand things easier and having a more transparent view of everything. And then the money aspect, obviously, especially for college kids or people who are fresh out of college, um, that would really help with like making it more accessible for people to go and to serve.
What about you, Brandon? Let's say they hand you the microphone. You're in front of, these 100 or so mission leaders. What would you want to tell them?
Um, Honestly, I don't really know because I feel like I don't have like too much experience in like mission stuff. So like at the start, like right now, I feel like I don't have enough information to be able to like really talk to him about like full insights about stuff. But the little bit that I know is like one, you're not like it's not really about like what you kind of want to do or like how you feel to like go out there. It's kind of like what they need out there, and like you're kind of doing it for them for those who need it more than like yourself. Um, and it's like sometimes I feel like when people go and do like mission stuff, it is like good to just like go experience something new and just like go see like something you've never seen before and like experience other people's perspectives of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. So for you, Brandon, maybe there's some level of, you know, uh, I need to know a little bit more in general about, going on a mission trip so that maybe that would inform like more specific questions that you would have for them. Is that right?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Kevin, what about you? Where are you in this? We hand you the mic and you're able to talk to these folks. What would you say?
Yeah, I'd say like talking about the money aspect, like I'd say a lot of, especially here, like a lot of college students are interested in going on mission trips to like the money. Like it's a lot of them are really expensive. So like if they like outline the steps of fundraising, like made it really clear that like it's expensive but probably still possible to go on. Like a
Okay.
lot more people would
Yeah.
think that was reasonable to do.
Yeah, so it sounds like maybe, clarity around the process, transparency, here's, top 10 things that maybe you haven't thought about that you should
Hmm.
be aware of, and then, yeah, some, clarity around fundraising or tips and tricks, so to speak, around how to raise money. Um, yeah. Was there anything else that we didn't talk about that you think we should? Was there a topic around mission trips that you feel like, you kind of thought we were going to talk about, but we didn't? Is there anything there?
One thing about mission trips, I would say, is like focusing on team building, not just the aspect of helping like other people, because like you're more like willing to like work and like have a desire to work if you know who you're like working with, and like if you enjoy those people and like have activities apart from just the mission like side, then it just makes the whole like trip more enjoyable.
How would, what would you think, Jaden? Would that be like you would want to spend time with your teammates before to kind of see if there was chemistry there, or what do you think would be helpful?
Like it doesn't necessarily matter, like, but like if you have a set time each day, like whether it's you're back at like wherever you're staying, just have like set activities like um that are team building. Maybe they're like competitions with other teams. Like it just depends how it's broken up. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really important, right? So, I think maybe what you're saying is, there's so much focus on helping other folks, but then there's a team element where you learn something about the people that you're serving with that maybe that, adds something, or maybe God is working through all of you in a way that maybe there's some kind of insight that if you didn't have that connection time, that you might miss something. Does that
yeah,
make
for sure.
sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the last thing I want to say is thank you. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate it. I know, again, you guys have got a lot of things on your plate right now as we head into finals. But I do believe, hopefully, you all had enjoyed this a little bit, and maybe there was some learning. And I know that the folks at Go International will really benefit from your insight. So thank you very much, and I will see many of you very soon. Bye bye.